Ever feel like cybersecurity is kind of like playing whack-a-mole against like an enemy you can't even see?
Yeah.
Today, we're going deep into a tech that's adding a whole new like dimension to this whole fight, you know?
Yeah.
Generative AI.
Right.
It's revolutionary, but also potentially a little unsettling.
Yeah.
Our guide for today's deep dive is an article from the DX Today blog called Unleashing the Power of Generative AI in Cybersecurity, a game changer for threat detection, written by Rick Spare on December 14th, 2024.
This technology really does throw a wrench in the works.
Right.
At its core, generative AI is this fascinating concept of like two neural networks kind of pitted against each other.
Okay.
One's just churning out data, emails, websites, lines of code, all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
And the other's just relentlessly trying to pick out the fakes.
So it's like...
It's this constant arms race within the AI itself that pushes it to create these incredibly realistic outputs.
Yeah.
Text, images, even network traffic patterns.
So we've got this AI that can basically forge anything digital.
Pretty much.
How does that change cybersecurity then?
Well, it's a bit like giving both attackers and defenders a brand new, really powerful tool.
Interesting.
Think about attackers crafting these phishing emails so convincing that even the most security-conscious person might click on them.
Yeah.
Or fake websites that are like pixel-perfect copies of the real thing.
Oh, wow.
They could even design completely new types of malware that can completely bypass our current security systems.
Weaponizing AI to create like totally new malware. That's a whole new level of threat.
It is.
How do defenders even start to counter something like that?
Well, the good news is defenders can also use generative AI.
Oh, okay.
Imagine running attack simulations that are as close to real-world scenarios as possible, like war games, but for cybersecurity.
Yeah.
This lets analysts test their defenses and prepare for attacks that haven't even happened yet. Generative AI can also be used to create what we call synthetic data.
Okay.
Things like fake network traffic to train security systems to recognize what normal activity looks like, making it way easier to spot real threats.
So generative AI could be used to train our systems.
Exactly.
To recognize and respond to these more advanced attacks.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It is.
But I imagine there are some limits to how effective that training can be.
Of course.
Right.
One of the biggest limitations is the potential for these models to be tricked or manipulated.
Okay.
You know, attackers could, for example, poison the training data.
How so?
With subtle variations designed to mislead the AI. So it's like teaching a security guard to look for a specific type of intruder.
Right.
But then the intruder shows up wearing a different hat.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So even with AI, there's still this cat and mouse game going on.
Always.
Constantly trying to outsmart each other.
Yeah.
Seems like the key here is understanding the limits of the tech and then using it strategically.
Exactly.
Right.
Another important limitation is the potential for these systems to generate outputs that are, you know, biased or unfair.
How so?
If the training data itself has biases, let's say it overrepresents certain types of attacks or attackers, then the AI might accidentally copy those biases, leading to unfair or inaccurate outcomes.
That's a serious concern.
It is.
So it's not just about the technical side of generative AI.
Right.
It's also about responsible development and implementation.
Exactly.
We need to make sure these systems are designed and used fairly and equitably for everyone.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond fairness, too.
Oh.
We also need to think about how this tech could be used to manipulate or deceive people.
Okay.
Imagine a world where anyone can create hyper-realistic deepfakes.
Deepfakes?
Yeah. Videos, audio, even written content.
Wow.
That are just, like, indistinguishable from the real thing. It could make it super hard to tell truth from falsehood.
Yeah.
And that has serious implications for trust and security online.
It's almost like the internet is becoming like a hall of mirrors,
Yeah.
Where it's harder and harder to know what's real.
Right.
What does this mean for people just trying to, navigate this digital world?
It's a good question.
What can they actually do to protect themselves?
Well, one of the most important things is to cultivate healthy skepticism.
Okay.
Don't just blindly trust everything you see online.
Right.
Verify sources, double-check information, and be super wary of anything that seems too good to be true.
Makes sense.
And of course, strong passwords and multi-factor authentication are still essential.
So it's not just about new technology then. It's about like a shift in our mindset too.
Exactly. We need to be more vigilant and discerning online in how we interact with the digital world.
But wouldn't this new tech potentially make those basic security measures less effective?
It's possible.
If the attacks are so much more sophisticated,
right?
Won't even the best passwords in two-factor authentication be vulnerable?
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
And that's what we'll delve into after a quick break.
Okay.
We'll explore how generative AI changes the game, not just in terms of attack and defense, but also in how we think about cybersecurity as a whole.
Sounds good.
You know?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, you're right to be concerned about how effective our current security measures are.
Right.
Generative AI really is pushing the boundaries of what's possible when it comes to attack sophistication.
So where do we go from here then?
Right.
Are like tried and true security practices becoming obsolete?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
But we do need to evolve how we think about them. Take passwords, for example.
Yeah.
We've always been told to use strong, unique passwords.
Yeah.
But with generative AI, attackers could create algorithms.
That crack even the most complex passwords.
Really?
Super fast.
So is the password dead?
It's possible.
Wow.
We're already seeing a shift towards more sophisticated authentication.
Okay.
Like biometrics.
Right.
And behavioral analysis.
Yeah.
These methods are harder to spoof.
Okay.
Because they rely on unique biological traits.
Okay.
Or patterns of behavior.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right.
But what about two-factor authentication? Isn't that supposed to be like a really solid layer of protection?
Two-factor authentication is still a good tool.
Okay.
But even that's not foolproof. When you're dealing with generative AI, think about those one-time codes we get through text or email.
Yeah.
What if an attacker could use AI to just intercept those codes?
Okay.
Or even make fake ones?
So even our most trusted security measures are vulnerable.
It's possible.
In this new landscape.
Yeah.
It sounds like we need a whole new set of tools and techniques.
We might.
To stay ahead.
Where do we even begin?
Well, one of the most promising areas is AI-powered security.
Okay.
We're basically using AI to fight AI.
Oh, interesting.
We touched on this earlier.
Yeah.
With things like using generative AI for attack simulation and threat detection.
Right.
Right.
So we're training our AI systems to recognize and respond to the types of attacks that generative AI might create.
Right.
But wouldn't that just lead to an arms race then?
Possibly.
With attackers and defenders constantly trying to outsmart each other's AI.
There's definitely a risk of that.
Right.
But it's not just about pitting one AI against another.
Okay.
It's about using AI to make human intelligence and expertise even better.
Interesting.
We can use AI to analyze tons of data, identify patterns, and detect anomalies that humans might miss.
So it's about, like, human-machine collaboration.
Exactly.
Not replacement.
Right. We need to think of AI as a powerful tool to help us do our jobs better, not as a replacement for human judgment and decision-making.
That's reassuring.
Yeah.
But it still seems like there are a lot of unknowns.
There are.
It's hard to predict how this technology will evolve and what the ultimate impact will be on cybersecurity.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's true. There is a lot of uncertainty right now.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to remember that this isn't the first time that we've faced a major technological disruption.
True.
The internet itself was a huge disruption.
Yeah.
And so were mobile devices and cloud computing. Each of these technologies brought new challenges and risks.
Right.
But we adapted and found ways to secure them.
So you're saying that we've been through these transitions before.
Yeah.
And come out stronger.
Hopefully.
But is this time different?
It might be.
Is generative AI such a fundamental shift?
Yeah.
That it needs a completely different approach to cybersecurity?
It's definitely a game changer.
Okay.
But I think the fundamental principles of cybersecurity still apply.
Which are?
We need to focus on things like strong authentication, data encryption, vulnerability management, and incident response.
Yeah.
But we need to adapt these principles to this new reality. The reality of generative AI.
Can you give us some examples of how these principles might need to be adapted?
Sure. Let's take data encryption, for example. Traditionally, we've used encryption algorithms to protect our data in transit and at rest.
Yeah.
But what if attackers can use generative AI to crack those algorithms, or even create new, more sophisticated ones?
So it sounds like we need to be thinking about more robust and dynamic forms of encryption.
Exactly. We need encryption methods that are constantly evolving and adapting to the newest threats. We might even need to move away from traditional encryption completely.
Wow.
And explore new approaches like homomorphic encryption, which lets you do computations on encrypted data without ever decrypting it.
That sounds incredibly complex.
It is.
But also incredibly promising.
Yeah.
What about vulnerability management? How does generative AI change how we find and fix security flaws in our systems?
That's another area where AI can be really helpful. Generative AI can be used to automatically identify and prioritize vulnerabilities.
Interesting.
Which makes the process much faster and more efficient.
So it's like having an AI-powered security consultant.
Kind of.
Working 24/7 to keep our systems secure.
In a way, yeah.
But it's important to remember that AI isn't a magic solution.
Right.
It's a tool that needs to be used wisely and strategically.
Absolutely.
And it's still super important to have human experts involved to interpret the results, make decisions, and take action.
Right.
It sounds like the future of cybersecurity is going to be about finding that balance between human intelligence and artificial intelligence.
Absolutely. It's about using the strengths of both to make a more secure digital world.
This has been a fascinating discussion.
It has.
Before we move on to the last part of our deep dive, I want to go back to something you said earlier about the fundamental principles of cybersecurity still being relevant.
Right.
Can you talk more about that?
Sure.
What are those principles, and how do they stay relevant in the age of generative AI?
Okay.
So we've been talking about how generative AI is, really pushing the boundaries of cybersecurity and forcing us to rethink kind of our traditional approaches. You mentioned that the fundamental principles of cybersecurity still apply, but they need to be adapted for this new reality.
Yeah.
Could you explain a little more about what those principles are and how they might evolve in this age of AI?
Okay, so you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
The core principles are still relevant.
Okay.
But it's the way we actually use them that needs to change.
Gotcha.
For example, strong authentication has always been like a cornerstone of cybersecurity.
Right.
In the past, we relied a lot on passwords and two-factor authentication.
Yeah.
But as we've talked about, generative AI could potentially bypass those measures.
So how do we strengthen authentication in this new landscape then?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Is it even possible?
It's definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's impossible.
Okay.
We need to move beyond kind of those static methods like passwords and embrace more dynamic approaches. Things like biometrics, which use unique physical traits to verify who you are. Those are becoming more common.
Right.
Behavioral analysis is another promising area, which looks at patterns of user activity.
Okay, so instead of just verifying what you know or what you have.
Exactly.
It's also about verifying who you are. Based on your behavior.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Right.
What about protecting the data itself?
Okay.
Encryption has always been a key tool in the cybersecurity arsenal.
Right.
How does generative AI change things when it comes to encryption?
Encryption is still really important.
Okay.
But the methods we use need to evolve.
Okay.
Traditional encryption algorithms might become vulnerable to AI-powered attacks.
Yeah.
We might need to look into newer, more robust methods.
Okay.
Like homomorphic encryption, which lets you do computations on encrypted data without actually decrypting it.
That sounds incredibly complex.
It is. It's a very fascinating concept.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to process sensitive data, like medical records or financial transactions, without ever exposing the actual information.
Right.
Homomorphic encryption lets us do that.
So it's like
working with a locked box.
Okay.
You can manipulate the contents, but you never have to actually open it.
That's a game changer for data privacy and security.
It really is.
Are there any practical examples of this tech being used today?
It's still pretty early. But there are some promising developments.
Okay.
Some companies are using it for secure data analytics and machine learning, allowing them to train AI models on sensitive data without compromising privacy.
It sounds like we're on the verge of a big change. In how we think about data security.
Yeah.
But let's talk about another key principle you mentioned.
Okay.
Vulnerability management.
Right.
How does generative AI affect our ability to find and fix security flaws?
It basically acts like a huge efficiency boost.
Right.
Traditionally, vulnerability management was a very manual and time-consuming process.
Yeah.
Security teams had to spend a lot of time searching for weaknesses in code and systems. Generative AI can automate a lot of that process, finding those potential vulnerabilities way faster.
So it's like having an AI-powered security consultant.
It kind of is.
Working all the time to keep our systems secure.
It's not a perfect analogy, but yeah.
But it's important to remember that AI isn't magic.
No, it's not.
It's just a tool.
Exactly.
That we need to use wisely and strategically.
Right. And it's still really important to have human experts involved.
Yeah.
To, look at the results, make decisions, and actually take action.
It sounds like the future of cybersecurity is about finding that balance,
It is. It's about using the strengths of both humans and AI to create a more secure digital world.
This has been a really fascinating discussion.
It has been.
It's clear that this tech is a game changer.
For sure.
But it's also clear that we have the power to decide how it's used.
Yeah.
And how it affects our digital lives.
Right. The future of cybersecurity isn't set in stone. It's up to all of us to create a secure and trustworthy digital world.
Well said.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.
We hope you found it informative and thought-provoking.
I hope so.
Until next time.
Yes.
Stay curious and stay safe.
Absolutely.